Hey everyone, so this is something new for me. I'm actually also recording this in audio for podcast and recording in video for YouTube. So, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a good September so far. Tonight we're going to talk about excuses. Of course, everyone has them. We all have excuses we tell ourselves that why we hold ourselves back. But tonight I'm going to kind of hit on two of them and kind of maybe get you some motivation to get past them. Use some examples, let you know exactly what I do to get past them and how I've left them hinder me in the past. The biggest one I hear a lot of is I don't have the time. I don't have the time for anything extra. I don't have the time for my health. I don't have a time to add in a side hustle. I don't have time to chase a dream, get more education, whatever it is. And the biggest response to that is you will find time for what you find important. Everybody has the same 24 hours in the day, whether you are chasing a big dream, whether you are at the gym, whether you're getting fit, whether you are engulfing your brain in self-help books, audios, podcasts, videos. We all have the same 24 hours. So you just have to learn how to better utilize those 24 hours. And that is actually one thing that I have been working with a few people on, is finding the time to improve themselves. And another thing, and I'll hear a lot with time, is it's just not a good time. Well, I'll tell you what, it will never be the good time. It'll never be perfect time. We're in the middle of a pandemic now. We're coming off of a few months off of our shutdown. But when is the perfect time? There is no such thing as a perfect time. So I heard a quote, I think it was last week. I've actually been improving myself and expanding my knowledge and education lately. And on one of the recordings I listened to, someone said, done is better than perfect. And that really stuck with me because let me tell you, there are a lot of times that I have said, well, it won't be perfect. Like, I sat at my chair in my office at home for probably, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, literally, before I hit record. Practicing checking sound, what's the best angle, is it better to record the video on my phone or on my laptop, hoping it would be perfect. And then I just told myself, get over it, just record it. Done is better than perfect. So if you're watching this or listening to this and thinking, oh my gosh, this lady is whack, she's crazy. Yeah, you're right, probably. But someday I think I'll look back in a year, I'll look back and think, oh man, look how much I've learned since then. And I really hope so, which is why I'm hoping that some people watch it now and are continuing to watch or listen in a year. So then you can kind of look back and say, wow, she's gotten better. But I had to take that first step. And there's a lot of things these past 3-4 years, I can't even remember sometimes how long it's been, that I've had to take that first step. Was it a risk? Yeah, it was a risk. But I've also been told that risking is better than regretting. And the pain of regret is awful. Like, I even look back, I'm in my early 40s. I'm not ashamed to say that at all. But I look back to my 20s and how much time I wasted that I could have been happier and healthier. And I mean, I do regret that, but without my path of what I took of an unhealthy lifestyle, I know without a doubt I wouldn't be where I am today. So I don't really regret it so much anymore, because I'm looking at it through a different light of it was part of my past, it's part of my experiences, so it's helped me get to where I am. But there were a lot of things that I set out on, and there's a lot of things that I wish I would have done with my kids when they were younger, been a little more active with them, playing, like getting on the floor and playing with them. But I can't go back, and I'm not having more. So we just kind of move forward. Another thing too that really hit me this past month, you guys, in August, not October, in August, I was at a funeral, a celebration of life, and a wake. And let me tell you, all of them were under 70. And that really hit me. And I know some of you watching or listening might think 70, that's old. No, it's really not that old. It's really not that old. And it really made me realize that we are not guaranteed tomorrow. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. When you wake up in the morning, a blessing to be waking up in the morning. So you have like almost like a redo. You can start changing your life tonight. You can start changing your life tomorrow, the next day, whenever. But each day you wake up is a blessing and you have to start moving forward. Another thing I always did that kind of ties back in with the done is better than perfect is I overanalyze everything. Like everything. I am not joking. Everything. I think of 700 different possibilities. What would be the best way to go? Try to think of from so many different angles. And I sometimes wonder if that maybe is my legal background coming through. I'm not quite sure, but it's crippling in a lot of ways because like this, I still don't even, I have some notes. I have some notes for this recording, but I don't really know. I've hit a few spots of it, but I don't really know where I'm going to go. But if I spend all my time trying to figure out the perfect way, the right way, I will never have time. And I was a champion. My cat's meowing at the door. I was a champion plan to start. Let me tell you, if you can see my desk right now at home, I have stacks of notebooks. I have a notebook by my bed. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thoughts in my head or whatever I had to dream about, it gets jotted down so I can try to figure out what that means later in the future. I have a notebook on my desk at the gym. I have a notebook in the living room by the recliner where I sit. I have notebooks all over. So when things pop in my head, I just kind of go ahead and write them down. But that also, it gives me good ideas and lets me get a bunch of, my brain dump. But it also could be a hindrance. And I used to use it as a hindrance because I would have all these plans and I would have these plans and I would have like plans and they'd be color coded. And wow, look how organized I was to get started. And guess what? I never got started. I spent so much time planning to start. I just never started. That is a huge crutch. If you are doing that, I am telling you, please don't do it. Yes, you got to have a plan. You have to have goals. Like I know every day what my agenda is for that day. But let me tell you, it is Wednesday and I plan to do this on Monday and it's Wednesday. So I thought I'm just going to do it now. What do I have to lose, right? So if overanalyzing is something that you do a lot of and thinking of things and getting ready to get ready, or I'm preparing to start or whatever you want to call it, just grab the bull by the horns and take that first step. Now, if you're scared, I get it. I totally get it. Fear is a huge thing, but it can hold you back a lot. And fear of failure is a big thing, but it's not failure unless you let it stop you. Otherwise, it's just a lesson. It's just a lesson. You pick it up, you move forward, move to the next step. I could go on and on and on about how many times I stumbled. You guys, my first podcast was, I think, a disaster. I think I planned it and I wrote it out basically almost word for word. And then I didn't even really hit any of the points I wanted to. But maybe today's looking like it's going to be the same. But who knows? I waited so long to get started that I had freaked myself out about it. I decided over a year ago that I was going to start my podcast. I was going to launch a podcast. Y'all, it's September. I launched it in January. So that means it took me 4 months of getting ready instead of just start. Open your mouth and start. So that's what I had to keep telling myself. So if there's fear holding you back, acknowledge it. Try to figure out where it's coming from, what it is. And sometimes you have to just say, knock it off and move forward. I'll tell myself that a lot. I'll just say, Mandy, get over yourself and go. Stop trying to freak yourself out. Stop trying to overthink everything and wait for it all to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. And I know this. And I know this because it's happened in so many other things in my life. If you've heard any of my speeches, you know that when I first started training to change my life to be healthier, I was basically a single parent during the week because my husband was working on the road. So I had 3 younger kids. They're older now, but they were in sports and we had school and we have animals and I was working full time, but I thought, hey, let's just throw in personal training sessions. And I didn't think I had the money for it, which is going to get me to the second excuse. I didn't think I had the money for it, but you know, I found it. I found it. Because you will find money for what you want. You will, just like you'll find time for what you want. I started tracking with time how much time I was spending watching TV. Well, sometimes I do like, to this day, I've got series that I like to watch. And it's relaxing to just kick back, kind of mind, shut the brain off and just zone in on TV. But you guys, I don't do it for hours at a time. Because that's hours that are wasted. And it's hours I never get back. And if I'm going to be sitting down, let's be honest, I'm going to take a nap. I'm not going to be watching tons of TV. Because sleep is also good. So that kind of brings me to also the money part. That is a big, scary thing. Because when I started with Adam Rodman, I did not know where the money was going to come from. Because we had our budget and I thought we were maxed out on it. But lo and behold, I found it. And there are like steps you can take, steps I could help you with to figure out like where is your money going, where find that leaky hose, how much do you spend on this, how much do you spend on that, ways to cut down on satellite dish, cable TV. You can kind of cut some of those out. We did. But there are ways. And if there's a will, there's a way. And you will find a way if it's what you really want. So it's kind of a short little video here. Maybe I made you laugh. Maybe made you roll your eyes and think, oh man, this is crazy. Stick it out with me, please. I will get better. I promise. Basically, it comes down to it with your excuses of not enough time or not enough money is I have to ask you, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to make the changes you need to chase your dreams? To chase your dreams, to chase your goals. And guys, I don't even care if it's a huge, crazy goal. Let me tell you, my bucket list was about this big. And after I hit them all, I thought, oh, I got to get a bigger bucket. And now my bucket list is huge. And I've sat down, my husband and I have sat down and we have our goal list of in 5 years, this is what we want our life to look like. Will it look like that? There are no guarantees. But the only thing we can guarantee is every day we will do what we need to take a step to get towards it. And we have smaller goals that we're reaching for on the way. But we do have these big, huge, crazy goals. And these big, huge, crazy dreams. And are they scary? Oh yeah, they're scary because some of them are thinking, I never thought my wildest dreams we would do it. I'll just tell you one. We are going to own a property in the Caribbean. We've decided that. We have been watching it on TV. We decided we are going to own a second property somewhere where I can literally open the door and smell the ocean and hear the waves. That will be my morning coffee view someday. Will we live down there full time? No, but it'll be a nice getaway place. So that is one of our crazy huge goals. It's a big goal, but we do have steps that we're starting to take now. And one of the steps I have to start to take now is making these videos and making these podcasts. So that's why I'm doing it. Yes, maybe I'm really hoping I can reach somebody and they can think, wow, I'm not alone. And really, you guys, this isn't a pick me thing, but I really hope you reach out to me if you need somebody. If you need someone in your corner, if you need someone to say, okay, let's start from point A to point B. How do we get there? What steps do we take? Even if it's somebody that you need to be accountable to say, hey, I did this today. This was step one I needed to take to get to my goal. And I did that today. Great. That's awesome. I've accumulated some ways to get over these hiccups and ups and downs. And, the path to success is not a straight line. It's like this whole big bowl of spaghetti. And eventually you get there and maybe it isn't exactly what you planned. And you might have to change the path or the course that you take to get there. But the important thing is, guess what? That you keep working for it. So you guys, I believe in you. You are worth it. Don't give up. Don't let anybody steal your dreams. Focus. Put the blinders on. Get focused. If you need help, please, please, please reach out to me. Facebook. Shoot me a text. 715-965-0956. Shoot me an email. I'm on Facebook, Raw Power Fitness. On Instagram at Raw Power Fit. And I hope you all maybe got some comic relief out of this. I don't know. Either way, just think you could have me like yapping in your ear, or you can just keep replaying this video, whatever you need. If there's anything, if you learned anything off this video or this podcast, please let me know. I'm looking for some feedback. Keep being awesome. Reach out if you need help. Grab a hold of somebody else, a friend, anybody to have say, hey, I need someone to keep me accountable. You're not alone. Everyone's in this fight. Have a great night, you guys. Bye.